Hello, and welcome to Replay Analysis, where we're doing a 3v3 analysis for Mr. Zogger. Zogger's back. He's back, dude. And he brought the boys. He brought Champagne once again, like his old buddy that he brought with all the time in 2v2s. But now they picked up a third, the Express Bush. Okay, so we got some Protoss and double Zerg action going on. Let's see how you guys synergize and see if it looks good or not. So again, this is mostly about Zogger here, so we'll focus mostly on you. But we will talk about your teammates as well because that is relevant to 3v3. And yes, that is what you guys are all assuming in the chat right now. That is correct. It was a girl. Not any of these players. It's just a previous conversation we were talking about in the Twitch chat that YouTube will never know. All right. So we have a double drone setup from you. Nice. Nicely done. Cool. Well done. Gateway going down for your teammate. And a nice fast expand from you both for the Zerg players. Nice. I mean, all you guys looks... I would say this, okay? Problem. There's one problem already so far. One. Just one. Express, you need to build your shit on the ramp, dude. You are fucking nuts for not building on the ramp. Because if you get all in, you put... So here's how it is, okay? This is genuinely how it is. A Zerg player needs to understand how to SimCity, and a Protoss player and a Terran player need to understand how to wall. So what a Zerg player needs to do, honestly, I would say, if you guys want to have the best chance of not getting fudged in 3v3 or 4v4, is put your spawning pool, instead of putting it like right there, put it like right there. Like right here. Because what you can do, if you're getting all in by your opponents, is you can tuck your queen in the doorway right here, the one little grid spot doorway, and you can congest units like crazy. You could also do it with your mineral line, stuff like that. It could be really annoying with the way you set your base up, and you can make your queen, which is stuck at the hatchery itself, help you buy time for your allies to help you. Okay? So that's just how... Like, Zerg can't really wall the ramp because creep doesn't go to the ramp all the time. There's a bit of an excess that doesn't exist there. So Zerg can't really wall the ramp. However, Protoss can. And Protoss, if these opponents decided to all in all of you guys, the Protoss could very well be getting rushed by 3 people all at once. But if the Protoss had a doorway that was blocked with a unit inside of it, the amount of time it would buy for the Zerg players to help would be a lot more than all of them just running up the ramp and running into the mineral line and killing the Protoss before you guys could help him. So walls are really ridiculously important when you're a Protoss or a Terran player, especially in team games. It's already important in solo, and it's even more important in team games. If you don't wall in team games, you're asking to die. I hope this guy dies. I hope this game turns into Express Bush in 3 minutes from now dying. Because that's what happens if you don't wall properly. Like, it's a fact. It's how it goes. So you can see, like, this guy right here, Limit Hyuk. The second they saw this, they could be like, hey, guys, kill this Protoss. Yeah, kill him. We're going to kill him now, okay? Because the Zergs won't be able to help him in time before all of his workers are dead. Unless you guys are all in-ing, then it's different, right? Then it doesn't matter. If you guys are all in-ing, it doesn't matter as much. Alright, that was fucked up too. I don't know what that was, but yeah. See, these guys are walling off. And they're joint walling off. And that's okay because there's 2 of them walling off, so it makes sense, right? Actually, all 3 of them are walling off together. They're all 3 in the doorway here. This is a trifecta. I will say this, though. You need to wall off as a bigger priority if there are Zergs on the opponent's team. But if there are not Zergs, it's not as big of a priority. However, you'd still really love the fact that you have a wall off, though, if one of your opponents goes for Hellions. Because if this guy just drives Hellions in your base, you're going to be like, fuck. But if you had a Stalker in the doorway and Hellions try to get in your base, what do? They turn around because they can't get in your base anymore. Makes it way easier. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. Long story short, walls are important. They're really important. Sorry for sneezing. My bad. Nice attempt, but props to Mr. Bush for the attempt at scouting deeper, and that was a great fucking scout too. That was a super good scout. I mean, you just saw more shit from Protoss. It's totally fine. I mean, it looks like it's just 2 cyber cores, but to be fair, like it's the fact that they're both going cyber core this fast before like a Nexus, possibly, is it's just it's nice to see more, right? It's all good. I don't mind what you did. The attempt was real. It was there. I like your scout, Champagne. I also like your scout, Zogger. Scout it up, boys. There's the expansions. What's going on over here? Zogger! Zogger, what the fuck? Zogger? Move your ass up, Zogger, and see that. I need to see this! You can't see that without the Overlord dying. That's for sure. And you don't really want to sacrifice an Overlord right now. But you really would like to see that, though. That your Overlord doesn't have to die for that. Because here's an example, Zogger. Let me give you an example, okay? Let me give you an example. This is why, if I was playing this game, I would need to know this. If I was Express Bush, I'd be like, please fucking scout that natural for me really fast. Because here's why. If you scout this natural, and then you work your way over to this natural, and you scout these the 2 naturals fast, the faster you can confirm that they exist, the more likely that Express Bush does not need to worry about something like, for instance, an Oracle flying into his mineral line really fast and killing a bunch of probes. Because that Protoss was going for a economy priority, not a tech priority. So I don't like how you're sitting there. I'm not a fan. You really need to scout the expansions. It gives you so much information as to tech or economy. And especially in this case, it's super important to know that, because tech for Protoss in a 3v3, 90% of the time is going to be for a fast Stargate. And the most intimidating thing out of a Stargate really fast is an Oracle. Because you could lose a whole mineral line to that shit if you're not careful. Alright, so your build is going for a fast layer. Champagne's build is going for 3 hatcheries. You're doing probably the Beta GM Roach build again, I would say. Maybe. We'll see in a second. If you are, though, your layer... it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, it looks like you are. You're going to make all your larvae. You're going to make the Roach Horn now. You're doing fine. Where's your Roach Horn now? There we go. Yeah, you're doing Beta GM. It's totally fine. Okay. How's Express Bullish going? It's going alright. I don't mind. I actually like that he's going Council. I think Stargate or Council is required for him. And I think it makes a lot of sense too, because he shouldn't need to go Robo first. Because Robo would oversaturate the ground army you guys both have if you guys are both going to go ground and neither one's going to go Mutos early. And also you have a fast layer anyway, so you can provide Overseers if they happen to go DTs. I don't like the Robo as much. If he's doing this for Observers, I don't like it. However, I'll say this though. If he's doing this for Observers, I don't like it really, because you could just use Overseers. However, if Champagne is going to go Mutas here, I don't mind the Robo. And Champagne probably will go Mutas now that I think about it, because I remember he always used to go Mutas when I did your analysis before. So if he doesn't go Hydras, and if he goes Mutas, this makes sense that the Protoss then is going Robo. That's totally fine. You don't want to have everyone going air, and you don't want to have nobody going air. Because if everyone goes air, you guys can die to an all-in, and if nobody goes air, then you guys have a problem with organization of your army. It's going to be too cluttered. Yeah, it looks like Champagne's going Ling Main Meta. That's fine. Your guys' build's fine. As a team, your guys' build is overall fine. I don't like your scouting though, Zogger. You really gotta scout more. We've talked about it before, I think. You gotta scout more, dude. Like, Champagne scouting the side of the base. He scouted the expansion, and he also scouted the side of the base. Champagne, well done. Zogger, get your shit together. You need to scout more, dude. Make it an Overseer if you have to. That's totally fine. I mean, you do see that the Terran's going tank marine, which is fine. But the Adept would see it anyways if they push. If they do ultimate push. Okay, so he's going Robo Bay, and Champagne is going... Where's your Spire? Can't afford it yet. It's fine. I would say... Okay, this is a problem now for Champagne. I would say. If he's actually going to go Spire... Champagne, if you're actually going to go Spire here, that should be your priority over Evo Chamber upgrades. And now, if this was a 1v1, I would say Evo Chamber upgrades make more sense first before Aspire. That's totally fine. For like heavier Link Bane with like a good economy, and then you go Mutas. But if you're playing a team game, and you're taking a layer, and you're making mass drones with it, and you're preparing for the mid game, you should 100% prioritize the Spire before upgrades. Because you should be going mutas. So like in 1v1, here's another reason why this would make more sense in 1v1 and not in team games. In 1v1, when you go mutas with Ling Bane, a lot of times you make like literally 10 mutas, 12 mutas, maybe like 16 mutas or like 18 mutas, and you stop. And the whole reason why you do that is so that you can kill things like Medivacs or like Liberators or whatever. You do it in a way where your mutas can control the air, like, but they're supporting Ling Bane. The focus is Ling Bane, okay? And your focus right now this game should not be Ling Bane. You can still make Ling Bane, but you shouldn't prioritize things for Ling Bane over Muta because you're the only person on the team going air. So the more you prioritize Muta, the more pressure you can put on the other team, and the more pressure you put on the other team, the more you fuck up more than one of them. So you basically invest yourself into one solid thing that's going to disrupt multiple of them. It gives you like the cost is better than the benefit is better than the cost. You disrupt multiple to cost yourself only. You're investing one of you into disrupting three of them. It's so fucking important to have one guy, at least one in a team game, have some type of an air focus. And the more you prioritize mutas, the more likely you're going to be able to actually overpower one of them if they also prioritize Stargate. Or, like, for instance, if you were to go Corruptor, if he was to go Stargate, whatever, same thing. You need to be able to, like, control the air a bit better than what you're giving yourself right now. Because your Spire is super late if you're going for Spire. And, yeah, you're like, if you're going to be going Mass Link Bane with Mass Roaches and Mass, like, Stalker Colossus, I don't like it as much. And, like, low muta count. Definitely want to go mutas here. Otherwise, your guys' build as a team overall is good. The ideas of what you guys are doing is great.
Our allies' base is under attack. Our allies are being attacked.
Okay, so you guys are getting pushed by Zealots, Tanks, Marines, and Tempest. And right now, Protoss is fighting by himself. Queens from Zogger are dying as well. Roaches are on their way. And in Champagne's base, nothing is being made. And the Spire is just now starting. Okay, that's fine.
You made another queen.
I would say at this point now, okay, yeah, Champagne's helping with Zerglings now, which he should. You guys should all just be making units now to try to help each other. Queens will be pretty huge here. Also, Champagne, I like how many queens you made. With how greedy you were and how many bases you took, the fact that you made a lot of queens is literally why you just won that fight. The queens tanked so much of the damage from the siege tanks. That was really good.
Mutation complete.
That was good. And you notice how, like, the Ling Bane priority that you did before the Spire, none of it's even done anyways. You don't have Bane speed. You don't have Ling speed. Or, sorry, you have Ling speed. You don't have +1 melee. You don't have +1 carapace. Or, actually, you do. Did you have +1 carapace in that fight? No. You don't have carapace right now. So, none of this was done in time for the timing. And imagine if none of this was invested into at all, and the Spire was much faster.
Hey, help your friend.
You could be doing so much more with mutas right now in this game. While your queens helped anyways. The same way they would have otherwise.
We hooked this out.
Basically, once you have muta control, then you can go into like Lingbane support with your team. But always have the muta be the priority. Or the Spire be the priority. If you're being the only air guy, that's what I would say is important. Okay, now Zogger's expanding.
Evolution.
Bush is expanding and gardening. Champagne's expanding. You guys are all expanding. Good shit.
Mineral
You're going Carapace, you're going Corruptor. I like the fact that you're going Corruptor this game. Because the other Protoss is going air constantly. So mutas wouldn't make as much sense anymore. I agree with your Corruptor choice. That's great.
mineral field.
How are you doing, Zogger? What the fuck is going on in your world? How much money do you have? Zogger! With 95 minerals in the bank. Not bad, dude. You got Lurkers on the way. You got Infestation Pit on the way. You got a Hydrogen. You're gonna get ready to start your Hive here pretty soon. You only have one Evo, though. You could go double Evo if you wanted to. Otherwise, you're doing great. What's your drone count look like, Zogger? Your drone count sucks, though. Okay, you're not doing great. I take it back. You didn't make any drones for your third base. At all. And this is not ideal. Because here's why. Let's go back to when it was relevant. Your drone count right now, Zogger, is at 44. You have been making... Fuck my nose, dude. Ugh. Zogger, you have been making roaches and hydras. Okay. Roaches and hydras. Up to this point right now. And that's okay. The reason why that's okay is because you guys are getting attacked right now. And you guys saw them move out earlier, too. That's okay that you're making roaches and hydras right now. But Zogger, 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 Zogger. You really could have. Let's see your production. I'm watching your production. The purple bar right here. You're making another Hydra. You are supply blocked as well. You're making a couple Overlords now too. You don't need to make queens and or roaches and hydras anymore. Once this happens right now. Once this happened right here, look at the production. Watch right now. Here we go. This fight is very clearly going to you guys right now. You guys are shoving them back so fast, and you're wiping out, especially when the tanks were dead. Now this fight is very absolutely clearly in your favor. So the fact that you have one Hydra in production and you made like, I think you made 4 more. Or did you make all 5 at once? Did you make all 5 at once? You did. Okay, whatever. I'll give it to you. These 5 Hydras are fine. But I would say you could cancel these 2 queens. Like what do you need them for now? Why do you need the queens now? You guys only need to make queens in the early game when you're getting like this right here. Like if the queens are like what Champagne did, that was fucking great. Once you have the queens for the initial timing, that's all you need them for, because now you're going into the army stages. You have army as well getting set up, and now you can deal with army as well a lot more with your guys' armies combined and shit like that. So the fact that you're making these 2 queens is not the end of the world. You could also make creep straight with them or stuff like that, but you don't really need them, especially since you also already have 2 queens sitting at that space and 1 queen sitting here. So you're about to be at 5 queens again yourself. Now here's what you should do instead: expand. And drone. Maybe even double expand. Why? You guys just killed their army. You killed all the zealots. You killed all the tanks and like most of the marines. And you weakened the Tempest. I don't know if you killed any here. But you do kill a Tempest. Maybe even 2 of them. Yeah, you guys killed some of the Tempests as well. You guys basically reset them. And you're still over here cranking out mass hydras. And you don't stop until you're like at 130, 140 supply. You make hydras now for the next like full 2 minutes. And why? You guys just won the fight. That is what you call a worker window. Make economy. You guys should all expand once right now. All of you expand. Like see how the right? See this shit? Champagne's a Masters player. He fucking gets it. He's like I know I feel it in my bones. Every time you win fights, you fucking expand. Get ready to set up the next base. You are not expanding, and you are just sitting there on making hydras still. And you're wasting so much, and you're queuing up queens. You are wasting so much fucking time for your economy of what could be being utilized here. These should be drones right now, not hydras. You're making so many hydras. Again, you could have started making drones at like 80 supply. You were like at 80 supply, like 84 supply or some shit when the fight was over. And you are just making queens and hydras, queens and hydras, queens and hydras, queens and hydras. And it just doesn't make any sense for you. Because you're not going to get attacked, and there's a reason why that's happening. You're making roaches again now. There's a reason why you're not getting attacked, and it's because they just lost an army. So your third base saturation is so goddamn late. Because your economy sucks for the rest of the game now. Because look at the economies right now for your team. You have Champagne on 81. He's cranking like crazy. Good job, Champagne. You have your other teammate, Mr. Bush, on 60. 60 is respectable. It's okay. He should be making more, though. And then you have you on 42. You're almost the least amount of workers in the game. The only one who's lower than you is the red Protoss for some reason. He plays the game way too all in as well. This is the guy going mass charge lots. But yeah, he shouldn't be this low on workers either, to be fair. No one should be at like 40 workers right now. And you're still making hydras and roaches. There we go. You just started making drones now. Like, I feel like you took this in a way where you went, okay, well, Vibe says drone up to like 120-ish supply, and you happen to drone up to 130. And you're like, okay, well, now I can start making drones again. But if you remember, BTGM series, I don't tell you to make 120 supply of units until you're on 3 bases of economy, which is 66 drones. And you're doing this concept off of 42, which is low. You're like really stretching your economy super thin here. You don't really have the money to afford this. If I recall, I was thinking the drones weren't going to be that useful because I didn't have a 30 base anyways. Oh, drones are always useful. Even if you have to long distance fucking mine that shit, do it. It makes no fucking sense to make army when you want to fight and you know you can't get attacked for a while. This attack that's happening to you right now is 3 minutes later. Also, you guys, I would say, definitely as a team, you guys need to have some better creep spread. You guys definitely need better creep spread. Champagne's creep spread is pretty fucking terrible. And your creep spread is mediocre. This is... because you gotta think about this. I understand you guys got attacked earlier. That makes sense. But you guys got rid of it pretty early, pretty fast. You guys killed it in the first counter push. You got rid of the push in your base. But in almost 10 minutes of this entire game, you have spread 11 creep tumors in almost 10 minutes of gameplay while you're making mass queens. And Champagne has spread 7 creep tumors when he made even more queens than you did. This is some terrible creep spread. Not good. And if you guys had more creep spread, you would have more scouting. Don't focus fire, Zogger. You actually had kind of a scary fight here because you almost kind of fought this by yourself because yellow backed off. Like yellow literally just pulled back. Okay, and then on top of that, when you engage this, right here, the best thing you could have done for yourself right now, seriously, would have been to take your units like this, green box like right here, and go like this. Right click right there. And then as soon as the Hydras get over to the, like, spread the concave out a little bit, A move back up above them again. Like A move there or something. That would have been the best thing you could have done. But instead what you do is you A move and you let your units block like crazy on the ramp, which is whatever. But then also on top of that, after you, like, you're getting a nice engagement here because all these zealots are running into you. And just dying. But then once you start fighting the bio, you focus fire the tank. And you run through the zealots and you lose so much more than you should have if you just let the shit A move. This army is worth more DPS than that one tank. By far. And right here you focus fire the tank. And look how many Hydras you lose while you do this. 1, 2, 3, 4. That was 2 Roaches and 2 Hydras that have died so far. We'll just say 4 units have died. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So, and 11. You lost another band there too. So you lost 11 units to focus fire a tank. That one tank would not have killed 11 units the entire time it was shooting. If you just A-moved this and killed the concave and then killed the tank afterwards. You ate so much damage focus firing that tank right there. Because you walked through his army, like you face tanked it. Not great. Champagne's doing some Corruptor Pistol on the Protoss' base. That's good. That's a nice little counterattack. I feel like Champagne doing that makes more sense with you attacking into that. You shouldn't attack the way you did with your micro, but the fact that you took that fight makes sense to buy Champagne time to get in the base and kill some Nexus. That was fun. Then where's Red's army? Did Red's army die? Oh no, Red was the Zealot guy. For some reason I thought Red was the Skytoss guy. Yeah, you guys are doing fine. As a team, you guys are doing fine. You need to fucking fix your economy though. Like you should be double expanding right now, honestly. Like you're mining out. And both bases are mining out right now, and you're just not fixing your economy, and you're making units again. You're playing this game so all in. You guys have so here's how you should play this game from here. You guys got to think about it like this. 2 things just happened, okay? 2 things just happened. Number 1, you guys just clashed, and you won the fight. Your team won the fight. The reason why you guys won the fight is because you guys took an exchange in the middle of the map. Things died. And now the result is your existing army that's already out here continue to push forward and kill expansions. Okay? It means you have map control. 100%. You won the fight, which won you map control. And winning map control meant you killed expansions. Now, when you're in this position, the last thing in the world you should be doing is making an army before you're on your ideal economy. Because pushing into his base even deeper is going to be much more costly. And you don't necessarily want to put yourself in a position where you could throw your army away and then give them map control. Instead, what you want to do is you want to secure more of the map while you have control of it. So you should be expanding every time that happens. So again, same thing I said before, the first fight, say the same thing again. The second you won this fight and you were allowed to push deeper into hit their base, immediately you should have shifted into drones and expanded. And you're still sitting on 45 fucking drones here. You are the lowest economy in the game, and you're a Zerg player, which is even more scary for you. The only other Zerg player in this game has the highest economy in the game, which is where you should be as well. There's nothing to be afraid of if you just killed their army. They can't just make a new one bigger than yours within seconds. There's a cost for everything. So you gotta take advantage of those windows of opportunity and expand and make drones. And you're still not making drones. It looks like you're gonna literally sit on the 40 realm of drones the entire game. You make an army again. And the longer you wait, the less economy you're going to have the entire time. And then you're going to be stuck on these positions all game. Like, you've probably already missed out on this 12-minute game almost here. 11.5-minute game. There we go. There's some more drones. But you're making it with Hydras still. And it's, like, it's only 5 drones. The problem that you're having here is, in this game overall, you're probably down, like 3,000 resources that you would have had otherwise if you just expanded faster. But maybe like 4,000 resources. You're definitely down a lot. I'll be back in 2 seconds. And I'm back. Okay, sorry. I just really needed a fucking tissue, man. My nose is running right now. It's really not. It doesn't feel good. Ugh. Okay, sorry. Fuck. Can't breathe at all. Yeah. You're now at 54 drones. You guys are now taking a fight. Okay, let's back it up. Back it up, 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 back it up. Right here. You guys gotta also think about logical choices. Logical cause and effect. Okay? So what just happened? You guys just killed the Terran's Planetary. Protoss is still over here kind of poking around. And you retreated, and Zerg also retreated with the Corruptors. The Champagne retreated with his Corruptors, wherever the fuck he is. I just saw them. Where the fuck are his Corruptors? Did he lose them? He lost his Corruptors, actually. I take it back. He actually didn't retreat. He lost them. They're not on the screen. Whatever. Who cares? So... Actually, that's kind of relevant. That's expensive. Let's go back to that. Let's watch these Corruptors. What do these guys do? Okay, he was messing around with his links way too much, and then he cancels them all. Okay, so that was a blunder by Champagne. Yeah, that was a mistake. So this is what I would say. You guys need to, like, coordinate as a group. And you guys need to understand that the map is a mirror, okay? If you were to make a diagonal line down the middle of this map, it is a mirror of the other side. There's no, like, it's not like the bottom side of the map has 24 bases and the top side has 17. It's exactly the same. It's reversed. Okay? It's like it's the same, but it's just backwards. It's a mirror, essentially. So if you guys as a group went, okay, well, yellow and purple just won the fight mid-map, and I'm looking at Champagne right now. Orange, green, orange, whatever, just killed Nexus in the Red's base, the Protoss's base, when the Corruptors were alive. If you guys pulled back right there, think about it for a second. 1, let me count it like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You got 6 bases for the enemy team right now. This is before. Oh, actually, just kidding. This base was dead, so there's really 5. Well, let's just say 5 or 6, because let's say the Cryptors didn't kill this base. They just pulled back after they killed this base and this base when they were all super healthy and super alive. Okay. And now look at your bases. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 fucking bases. The last thing you guys should be doing right now is attacking them. That is the fucking worst idea, is to go attack right now. Harassing them is fine, but attacking them makes no sense. You're the ones with the fucking economy lead. So let the game elongate to give you bigger and bigger and bigger leads. And if they don't want to attack you, continuously scout their new expansions and harass them with little bits of army. Like Link Bane or whatever. Blink Stalker. You do not have Nidus Lurker. Whatever the fuck you want to do with harass. Do not fucking walk out on the map and go for an all-in. It doesn't make any fucking sense. If these guys have way less investment in bases than you do and you go attack them. Your advantage is defensively postured, not aggressively postured. That only changes when all 3 of you are at a power spike that physically cannot go any higher, which is supply cap. If you guys, all 3 of you were at 200 supply, and you guys all agreed, yeah, let's go now, that's fine. Because you can't get any stronger, and the longer you wait then, all you're doing is building up a bank and giving your opponents time. Which may or may not bite you in the ass in the long run, because if your opponents make a death ball that's stronger than yours, and you never break it down, you could die. But I hope you guys understand what that means, though. Like, the difference of you pushing now, or you pushing when you guys are all at power spike, the max power spike you're going to have for the current point of the game. It makes no sense to push when you're like at 130 and the Protoss is at 115 and your Zerg teammates at 120. Why the fuck would you guys push? It doesn't make any sense. You have such an advantage in bases. Use it. Like, make the game. Let them come to you. Defend on creep. Stuff like that. So many advantages if you guys play defensive. So like the Protoss, this is right here. This is what I would deem harassment. I don't mind Bush's attack here. What he's doing is he's being fucking annoying. He's like, hey Protoss, you better defend yourself because I'm over here being fucking annoying. And what is he doing? He's always retreating with the, like, he's slowly shooting and retreating, shooting and retreating. Now if Bush was like, blink, and he like blinked forward and he ran into the mothership and died and everything died and he killed 0 units, I'd be like, what the fuck was that? That doesn't make any sense. But the fact that he's pulling back is good. And if he wanted to, he could go right up here and be fucking annoying over here and go down here and be annoying over here again. Do whatever the fuck he wants. As long as he's going to be conservative with his army and make more army back at home at the same time. That's totally fine. And here's the thing. Even if you trade, even if Bush trades 1-to-1 or something very close to 1-to-1, it's still good for you guys. Because look at red and look at yellow. Yellow has 3,800, basically 3,900-ish resources a minute. Okay, 3,900. So we'll write that down. Just write it down, whatever. 3,900 versus red has 0. So if you guys both lose 1,600 resources of stalkers, well, yellow will replace that in about half a minute to like maybe like 20 seconds to like 25 seconds or so. And red will replace that never at the current pace of the game. So that's fucking huge advantages for you guys. It logically makes sense for yellow to trade off stalkers with other stalkers from red, because all that's going to happen is red can't replace it and yellow can. That's totally fine. And it makes sense that yellow didn't dive into the other guy and lose his units for nothing. Because if you were to say this now, if you were to say, okay, well, yellow has 3,900 and red has 0. But yellow decided to blink into fucking blue. And then blue killed all of the stalkers of yellow, which is negative 1,600. And the enemy team lost nothing. So now you lose 1,600 and they lose 0. Was it worth it? Fuck no. Because then there's no positive for you there. But this here makes sense. This is totally fine. And it's because of the logical reason of expansions and economy and investments and shit like that. So like right here, this doesn't make any sense though. Like why attack by yourself when you guys have advantages? This makes literally no sense. And then what has yellow been doing? Okay, yellow also fucked you guys a little bit. You guys all are fucking up here. So orange, what the fuck were you doing with your lings? Okay, sure you can harass, but my god, you just threw away like 20 corruptors for nothing. Really bad. And then you remade them. And your corruptors, sure, they're going to be nice against the Sky Toss, but, I mean, you should probably tech into, like, a little bit faster into, like, Ultras or something, especially if you're going to go double Evos. That way you can help support on the ground in this kind of situation, because if you were going mass mutas, I would say you could actually go for very low investments of Lingbane, but if you're going to go Corruptor, I still think in the earlier thing I told you to do, which is, like, Aspire priority first, but Corruptors going first would have been great, which you did, which is fine. But you could have then put a little bit more of an emphasis on getting something on the ground behind Corruptors to support. And the reason why that makes sense is because of this. Corruptor and Muta have the same supply cost. But if you're going to go Mutas, I think you could have literally made like 40 Mutas and like maybe only 20 supply of Lingbane. Or like 30 supply of Lingbane. And that would have been totally fine. But if you're going to go Corruptor, you don't want to make like 40 or like 50 Corruptors. You want to probably make like maybe 30 Corruptor and have a little bit more supply open now for like Lingbane or Ultra or whatever. Because you don't need to go as crazy on Corruptor, especially if all you're fighting is that. Right here. It's just that. That doesn't need to be like 40 Corruptors to beat that army. You could literally beat this army with like 25 Corruptors. So, Corruptors are good. I love your composition. I just don't like how you have literally like no Banes right now, and you threw away the Corruptors to then remake Corruptors. That's obviously a fuck up. And then for you, purple, for Zogger, your composition's fine. Your upgrades suck ass. I don't know what the hell's going on with your upgrades. You're 1-0 still. And you have a hive. But your decision making is horrible. Like, why are you over here? Again, if you guys played your advantages, which is a superior economy right now, because you guys have an advantage, you could have had advantages throughout, better drone waves throughout the middle of the game, and you also could have had advantage right now having your teammates group up with you, and you guys could 100%. If you guys are, let's just say this is a fundamental fuck up from your whole team. If you guys have all had superior economy for the longest time, yet as a team, you guys aren't really dominating their supply overall. Yellow almost has the same supply as red. Orange almost has the same supply as purple, and yellow almost has the same supply as teal, and purple almost has the same supply as blue. You guys have, all three of you have a very minor lead, when all three of you should have a lot more than you do. And here's why. Purple, you should have more than you do because you've sucked dick at making drones at the right times this game. Zogger, I love you, man, but you fucked up your droning this game like crazy by making units all day when you didn't need to, and it made you go really slow on your economy. Orange, you threw away units for no reason, but your economy is not bad. Your economy's been pretty good all game, but you could have definitely not thrown away as much shit as you did, and you could have. There was no reason to lose what you lost. If you just kept it alive, you'd be basically maxed out right now, and if you spent whatever else money you had, 100% maxed out. You'd also have a lot more gas, like Banelings or some shit, to help with this kind of an army, which would be amazing. And then yellow, you're just fucking not multitasking. You are literally not doing a bad move with how you're attacking, but you're like tunnel visioning it so goddamn hard that you're not macroing at all. You have 3,200 minerals in the bank and 1,800 gas. You have 5,000 fucking resources sitting there, and as a result of this, you're just throwing down like 15 gateways, like all together here, and mass cannon. Like cannons and batteries is fine. I actually don't mind this. You made these early to protect your expansions. I'm actually okay with that in team games. That's fine. But I don't like how, like, if I went back and I watched how little you used your gateways in your robo, you probably never even fucking macroed at all the entire time you were fighting here. And then you went up here. And then you went up here. and then you blinked over here, and then you were fucking around over here, and then you blinked back right here, and you fought red here, and then finally your stalkers died, and you went, oh, I have a lot of money. Maybe I should spend it because I haven't touched my bank account in the last 3 minutes. So, not good. Because if you think about it, 15, 3, 450, 6, 750, 9, 1050, 12. That's 1,200 minerals you just spent, which meant you actually had 4,400. And do you have anything in production right now? Yellow has nothing in production. Did you just make a round of units, though, as well? You did. So that's another, like, 500 minerals there, too. Like, you're spending so much money all at once when you could have had... You probably had, like, 5,000 resources in the bank just chilling. And minerals only. Not good. You need a macro. You need to multitask more. Macro more. Macro, 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 macro. If you can't multitask, just focus on macroing. Don't do the fancy shit like trade here. You don't need to do that. It's actually worse if you to do that if you just don't macro. So you guys all have a smaller army than you should, which means you guys might die to this, or you might take a lot of damage to this, at least to say that. Like right there. What the fuck was that? Corruptors should not engage this army by themselves. That is awful. You just threw away all your corruptors again. This is fucked up. Yellow has nothing to help you guys right now, and you just threw away corruptors 2 times in a row. Brutal. More banelings is what you needed there. That's why I was saying earlier too, right? You need more banes because you're not going to beat a bunch of bio, which this guy's been going for all game, with just purelings. Especially if they're backed up by Skytoss. Especially also if you go in by yourself. You guys have like no synergy with timing at all. Also, what the hell is Yellow doing? Yellow, where is your army? Are you building any units? Okay, I'm looking at your gateways. Yellow, Mr. Bush, you need to fucking macro more, dude. And like, for instance, why are you not using the last 2 gateways as well? Like, this kind of shit sucks for you because you have so much money in the bank account. You could easily spend it all, and you're only never going to spend it properly if you keep doing all these little mistakes like this. Like, it's like you don't make units fast enough at all, which is why you have so much money in the first place. And then when you do make units, you don't even use all of your production because you didn't even use your robo the whole time. And you're also not even using all of your gateways. And it's because if I had to guess, I would say you're watching this fight right now. This is your camera. What do you micro here? I'm going to watch your micro. It feels good, right? You're like, damn, it feels fucking good to get rid of a lot of units. You're fucking owning. You are killing shit like crazy. But look at this. So we just watched how much you tried to fight shit. I feel like you could have accomplished the same thing except for killing the Void Ray right there because you didn't blink on that, and that Void Ray would not have died otherwise. But you could have killed those Medivacs. You could have killed the Voids at the cannons up here if you just fucking A-moved. But now let's watch and see, after you made those stalkers, how long do your gateways sit there again before they do anything? Right, we'll pause it right when you start the stalkers. And we'll go grab your gateways. So you started the stalkers, okay? So grab your gateways. Now let's see how long these gateways come off cooldown for. Okay, so they're ready to go at like 1349. All of them again. 1349. Okay, you made units at 1359. So you waited a very long time. You waited 10 seconds after the gateways were ready to warp in again before you warped in anything. And what happened as a result of that is this guy was just in your base with one Void Ray and one carrier farming your fucking pylons. Depowering all of your gates. Like, you guys, you just really need, like, it's a common problem of all, like, Champagne's doing alright. But the two of you, Zogger and Express Bush, you guys both need to fucking macro more. And Zogger, I'll give you some credit though. Your macro is different than Express Bush's macro, okay? Let me explain it in detail. Express Bush, you need to just fucking use your buildings. You need to make units. You need to actually build units. Like, stop trying to be so fancy in micro and go back to building units. And then have a lot of them. And you'll be so much better off. And then you'll be doing great. And you, Zogger, you need to stop fucking making bad decisions. You need to make workers every time you have a drone window. Every time you guys win a fight, economy up if you're not at the point you want to be at yet. Try to build an economy as a priority faster whenever you think you can. And you can always do it when you win a fight. If like you kill their army, you cannot get attacked again in the next like 10 seconds. Especially if they're expanding a lot, just like you guys are. It's not like a proxy all in. The only time you would ever like not have a chance to literally expand when you win a fight is if there's like 3 gateways right here and he's just massing units on you because they're all proxying you or some shit, and you're like, well, fuck, it just doesn't end. There's just non-stop attacking because they're all in as fuck and they're proxied. That's sure, but if they're expanding, 100% you can take a 30-second, 45-second break from making units and make drones when you kill their army because they don't have another one to replace it immediately because they're also expanding. What up, Theory? What up, dude? That's the worst thing you can do right there is fight the zealots with the drones. I would say just run away, honestly. Like, run your drones back here and build a base here or something. And then if this base happens to not die, then send it back up there. That's fine. He lost so many drones there to try to fight that. See, I like this kind of an attack. I like this kind of an attack from Champagne because it's very evacuatable. You can escape with this as long as he doesn't throw it away. Champagne, this is a great attack as long as you don't literally suicide it. You killed a lot of economy there. That was great. This is a great fight for you again. You're owning Champagne. Good job. This over here, not so great of a fight by Express Bush. And the reason why I would say that is because this is your real army. And if history repeats itself, you're probably not macroing the entire time you're trying to do that. Let's go ahead and watch for a second. I want to watch the last time you make units, right here. You make units at, or the units started, we'll say when they fit, the gateways are up. And you didn't even use all your gateways again. Gateways are ready to go again at 1552. Your gateways are good to go again. 1552 right now. All gateways are ready. How long? Let's just watch the gateways at the bottom of the screen. How long do you wait before you make another round of units out of the gateways? And you're not maxed, by the way. And you have 4,000 minerals and like 2,000 gas.
We embrace the glory of battle.
You haven't made a single unit out of your gateway in the longest time. What are you actually spending your money on?
Let our enemy know our fury. Your probes are under attack. Your
You just made units out of the gateway for the first time in like 2 minutes. What are you making? What the hell were you making? Was it just mass cannons and batteries at a new base? Just make an army. So I'm not like I said before, I don't mind that you made some cannons and batteries overall. But you're making a fucking lot, okay, first of all. And you're prioritizing this over making an army. What would you do? Think about it like this. What would you do if you made a bunch of cannon battery at bases like this on every fucking one you have, and then the other guys just decided to all group up, and they don't make any static D that much. They make just a little bit or none at all. They all have maxed out armies, and they attack this guy. And you go, well, I only have like 100 supply though. But I also have 30 cannons and like 15 batteries. Like, what? It's not going to work. Making cannons, making static D in general like this is nice to protect your economy so that it doesn't die. Ideally. But it's nice to do it when you have an army that is maxed out. Ideally. You would rather have army than this. You'd be better off having a bunch of fucking units and being 200 supply than having 30 cannons and 15 batteries sitting at your bases.
upgrade complete. Your allies are in
Because look what happens anyways. Like even if these cannons were done, you would still get fucking farmed by this army. This army would absolutely obliterate these cannons and batteries. No problem. And now you show up with one Colossus trying to fight an army that's like 5 times its size. This army's worth like 60 supply, and you showed up with like an 8 supply defense. And I think you guys are overcomplicating it too. You don't even need infestors, honestly. You guys just need to make fucking units. Just max out. Just like if Zonger and Express Push ever maxed out at any point, if you guys ever spent your money properly and made money and spent money properly, and you maxed out at any point in this game with Hydra, Roach, Stalker, Colossus, you guys would have fucking steamrolled them. And then Champagne, he's doing a pretty good job. He's been maxed out for a while, but if he played a little bit more cautious with his army and didn't throw shit away early on in the game, he would have a much bigger lead going into the mid game than he did, and he would have just, you know, been a little bit stronger. But I actually think Champagne did pretty well overall this game. Champagne did a pretty good job for the most part. But now you guys are fucked because your hard carry this game is starving. He's out of money. And he doesn't have enough to individually deal with all the Void Rays. Like that's a scary fight. 15 Voids versus just straight up Corruptor. That's kind of scary. A lot of Corruptors could die there. Now make that 16 Voids. So you guys won the fight, right? You guys won the fight. But here's the scary thing, is that Champagne is broke. And he just lost like a fuckload of Corruptors to do that. When, I mean, if you're going to make Infestors, you guys might as well use them, right? But you didn't even use them. So, like... Or Champagne made Infestors. I thought that was Zogger who made Infestors. Okay, that's not as bad now. Because... if I was Champagne, I would have made Infestors too. And he's a Masters player, so I respect it a little bit more. I feel like he can handle it a little bit more. But he didn't even use them. And the proper way to have fought that would have literally been fungal growth the Voids and back up from them. Fungal them again. Fungal them again. Fungal them again. If he runs away, fungal him till you can't fungal him anymore, and then engage. And by the time you'll get on top of him, all his Voids are like half health or like 1/3 health left. So they die super fast. Or if he chases the Corruptors again with his Voids back into Infestor range, fungal him again and back up with your Corruptor. Fungal does so much fucking damage. Fungal does 30 damage to everything it touches, and it could have AoE'd almost every Void Ray how it was clumped up there a minute ago. Like, a big chunk of them would have got hit by it. Like, 14 out of 16. And if we're talking about a unit that has 250 health, 30 out of 250 is, what is that? 9 fungals kills those, because 270 damage would be 9 fungals in a row. And how many fungals do we have on hand here? We have 2 fungals per infestor, because these guys all have above 150 energy, pretty much. And you have 9 infestors. This is 18 fucking fungal growths you have here. And we're looking for 9. So you have plenty of fucking energy to do this with. And even if you don't even kill the Void Rays, if you initiate a fight with Void Rays when their shields are 0 out of 100 and their health bar is at like 74 out of 150, your Corruptors will fucking chop that shit up so easy. You'll be like, dead, 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 dead. Corruptors win super fast instead of fighting full health Void Rays with just Corruptors while Infestors sit there burrow doing nothing. But now you guys are in a tight spot because you guys have been so much more fucking wasteful than they have been. Like, look at your cumulative resources lost. 36, 20, 20. That is 76. You guys have lost 76,000 resources as a team. And the other team has lost 15, 14, and 24, which is 40... Or, sorry, that's 53. 53. They've lost 53, and you guys have lost... what was yours again? 76. You guys have lost so much fucking more than they have. Because you guys are all playing wasteful as shit. And now they have finally now secured new expansions in the front of the base, and you can't punish it anymore because you guys have just taken a beating. And now look what they're doing. If they sit back, max out, you guys are fucked. When you guys are in the position like this, you guys split up, and you threw units away, and you moved out when you shouldn't have moved out. And you guys let them group up on you and just roll you over. So if they sit on their lead and max out for each one of them, you guys are absolutely going to die. So what's Terran doing? Terran just poked a base right next to his base. If this Terran pushes, he's making a mistake. Absolutely should not push right now. He should back up. Because there's no point to fight by himself when he has a lead. And then Red's pretty fucking out of this game. Champagne has literally just stunted limit Hyuk all game here, so Red's pretty fucking dunskies for the most part. And how's the other Protoss doing? Blue, the Skytoss guy. He's at 150 supply. I don't know where his army is, but it's a lot of it's in production. Or a lot of it died as well, I guess, but there's the rest of it. See, like, now you guys pushing, this is correct on your side. You guys are fucked if you sit there. You guys have to push now because you're in a position that's negative. It's not good to be in this position, but if you guys are in a position that's, like, super far behind, you need to somehow get an edge in the game to come back. And you could do that right now if you fungal growth all these Marines and have Colossus just roast them as well. That could happen. It could. And you have Storm as well. You have a lot of AoE. Your army is actually kind of scary for what it can provide. Champagne, you should have 100% from fungal growth there only. You should not even have knurled anything. I don't think you didn't fungal growth any of the Marines, and you didn't fungal growth any of the Void Rays. You literally just burrowed and knurled. Knurl's good versus 6 supply units, like carriers and shit. But you absolutely should have fungaled there. You would have done so much more with these infestors if you just used fungal. And they would have also assisted your guys' army as a whole together. And you could have made their army die so much faster because they would have just sat in storms a lot longer. Like, you guys lost a good chunk of army before you even engaged with Storm on the Marines. Bush, good job using spellcasters this fight. Champagne, bad job. You need to use fungal more. I feel like you are an all-in neural parasite kind of guy. Like, it's all you do. You need to use fungal. That spell is amazing. 2 fungals kills a Marine. And that guy's entire fucking army was like 65 Marines and 4 Marauders. You could have, and 1 Thor. You could have butt-fucked this guy's army with like 4 fungal growths. Like, all Marines die. But like, for instance, here's another example, okay? Well, look at this. We'll go back to this really fast. Right here. Why is this Terran so aggressively postured when these guys have the lead when time is on their advantage? This guy walking into you right now, all he's doing is giving you guys a chance to win the game. This is absolutely fucking dumb by the Teal Terran. Doesn't make any fucking sense. Time is on their side. Even if this guy loses one base, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 bases. And all the bases I just pinged, except for 2 of them, are actively mining. So 8, they have 8 active expansions. 8. The number 8. That's huge. You guys, active expansion wise, have 1. That's not even mining though. So that could be 2. 3. 4. 5. Do you know what I mean? Like they have so much more active economy than you guys do. They have so many more bases mining than you guys do right now. So even if they have to lose 1 fucking base to buy an extra like 30 seconds, that's totally fine. Because you guys are fucked at the moment. You guys have nothing compared to what they have. Even if it's like, oh, we killed 1 base. Nice. Well, we gotta kill like 3 more to be even. You see what I mean though? Like, oh, the Protoss just gets annihilated here. The Protoss just ate the dick there. And then also, the Protoss was then also forced to storm the Marines. And the Marines got under the Corruptor. So your Corruptors sat in a bunch of storm as well. Absolutely, you should have been fungal growthing those Marines. And you could have also saved a little bit of energy on these Templars if you didn't have to storm 17 times. Like, 2 fungals and 2 storms kills the Void Ray, by the way. So imagine if you guys fungled, stormed. 3 seconds later, fungal storm. All the Void Rays die. And they can't really run away because they're fungled. You guys need to, you really need to use fungal more. Like, I can't even stress that enough. That's so important. If you're going to use Infestors, you need to use their whole toolkit. And these guys are now also somewhat throwing the game away because, first of all, Blue's composition sucks ass. Who the fuck goes mass Void Rays versus Storm and Fungal and also mass Corruptors and Archons? Like, it's just a bad army. This dude should be making, like, carriers or something if he wants to stay on Skytoss. The fact that he's still going Voids is just silly. He's throwing the game in the trash for this team. This guy is literally your MVP. Ghostlam is the MVP of the bottom team because his strategy is dumb. It's really bad. Red is just still dead. He's still trying to recover. So he's barely got any. He's just making charge loss and being annoying as much as he can. Roaches are a great answer to this. So good job, Zogger, for dealing with that. And yeah. Now what you guys should be doing at this point in the game is expanding and going for outer expansions of your opponents if you can. And ideally dealing with it in some way that's cost efficient. Not just diving and dying. Like this right here. Bush? The fuck is this? This is the worst fight that you'll ever take in your life. What I'm about to watch is I'm about to watch Bush die. He's walking into a slow zone, so he has no retreat. And he's also walking into a choke point. And he's also walking into a bunch of bio with no AoE. And also, the Infestors literally have retreated. Or wherever the fuck they are. I don't know where they are. But they're clearly not here anymore. There they are. You've pieced out on him. Like, you guys have no coordination here. If there were like 2 fungals on this army again, insta win. You could then kill the Terran together. That'd be fine. You guys could kill the heart of their production if you guys went together. But you guys didn't. And now I'm about to watch Bush throw his army away. Watch this. Actually, okay. I didn't see the Templar. I legit didn't see the Templar. This is now less bad. Bush, I didn't give you enough credit. I thought you actually morphed all your Templar into Archons. And like the other Archons died. You still have Templar. You can take this fight now. I take it back. You're fine. No. No. That's not how you micro investors. I think your biggest you are addicted to the you're addicted to the tentacle. You probably were born in Japan. Champagne. You're probably Japanese. Because you love the tentacle and it doesn't love you. It's abusing you like crazy. You can only neural parasite when you have momentum in the fight where you are winning the fight. Like you're going like you can only neural parasite when you know that when you cast neural parasite, your infestors and the situation is going to result in a fact that your infestors can't get attacked. They're literally going to sit there just holding units with a neural and nothing can happen to them. But you keep trying to just force a neural to happen and your infestors just die. Not great. Fungal growth when you can't neural fungal. Fungal's so good. You could have fungal this army so hard so many times, and you could have kited with corruptors. And now you guys are actually looking like you're dead because your guys' base is getting completely steamrolled. Red's like, I will have my fucking vengeance. I hate you, Orange. You ruined my game, so now I'm killing you. I fucking hate you. Alright, well, here's your guys' situation, okay? The situation at hand for you guys is, also, you need to fix your economy, Zogger. Send some drones up. Send some drones north. I know those are Champagne's drones right there, but you need to send some drones up and fucking, mind that. But here's the situation. You guys gotta understand, what are you up against? You're up against a hybrid Protoss army of ground and air, okay? And there's a lot of air. So the only way you guys are gonna win this game is if you guys together work together to make sure that these units don't die to ground. You guys should be working together. These units right here need to zone out the ground. And your Hydras and your Archons and your Templar and your Stalker need to work together to kill all of this fucking air. If you guys fight these Void Rays one at a time, you will lose the game. Like, what Bush is doing right now is bad. Bush is jumping the gun right now. He is recalling to fight by himself versus two players at the same time. He could very well fight Red. Where the fuck is Red? Did Red turn around too? Where is Red? Did Red recall? Where the fuck are his zealots? Jesus Christ. Go back. Red, what did you do? Did you recall? Are you a derp? Let's watch how effective this recall is. Red made the same mistake Yellow makes. The win condition in this game right now is if the Void Rays and the ground army of Red group up and they kill enough of the anti-air of your army, and then the Void Rays just win.
Oh, yeah.
That's their win condition, and they just threw it away. Red just threw it away.
20 is a nice round number.
Red threw that shit away. Yo, Parkadian, thank you for the 20, man. 20 is a nice round number, and I appreciate the fact that you've been subbed that long. That's a fucking long time, man. Thank you, Park Canyon. And Red's throwing more units away. Oh my god. Okay, Red, yeah, you guys should win the game. Unless you guys do the same thing Red did. Because here's the thing. Now you guys don't even need to worry about a Grand Army supporting the Void Rays. It's all dead now. So now it's just, all you guys have to do is, like I said though, we were about to watch Yellow fucking throw it away too. All you guys have to do is group up and fight them together. And here's the thing. If you guys just stayed together, think about it like this. If you guys just stayed together with your like most of your army, and maybe like the roaches could go through and wipe out Blue's main base or something, or like just kill the bases over here, because Void Rays are killing your entire base slower than this army will kill his. Why is that? You have a guy who's at 140 supply versus two guys that are at 160 and 125. So we have 140 versus 280. That's not the same. That's like he's got half of your supply as a team. Okay? And that means that you guys, that 280 supply combo, can kill a base way fucking faster than he can. So if all you guys did was went down here and killed new expansions, and that's all you did, just killed new expansions, and then you retreated back up to here, and Yellow could maybe re-expand to there and sacrifice this base and this base and this base and just rebuild at the new bases, you guys would be mining, they would not be mining, and you have a bigger army than them defensively on top of that, which means overall you win the game. But Yellow is going to recall and throw half his army away right now, needlessly. This doesn't need to be happening. This game is so messy. Like, why are there half his voids down here farming overlords as well at the same time while he's fighting your army? It's just, this game is super messy. This shouldn't, Bush, you should not have recalled, okay? But goddamn Ghostland, what the fuck are you doing? Oh man. But you guys are gonna win now. Because everyone's making so many mistakes. But you guys are, the game is now effectively over 100%. And the reason why is because they have 0 income. They have that base. I'm just joking. They do have 1 base. But you guys have way too big of an army still. You guys should not, there's no fucking way you guys should be losing this. Blue is on 112. Yellow is on 130. And purple is on 130. If you guys somehow lose a 260 supply versus 112 supply situation, you guys make some fucking huge blunders here. All you have to do is group up and fight. That's all you have to do. And you even have Storm on top of that. You're not only do you guys have a better army size, you have a better composition as well. So I would say this. Right now you guys are choosing to have you defend, Zogger defends, and Bush is attacking. I disagree with this. If you guys, I would say this. You guys could play the game of one of us attack, one of us defend. That's okay. But if you want to do that, you should have the person who is less suited to deal with Void Rays and more mobile go attack the base, and the person who's more suited to deal with Void Rays and less mobile defend the base. You have AoE, which is amazing against Void Rays in this army. And this army is slower than Hydra's. And it's, again, the big one is it has AoE. This base will also kill, like the Templar do nothing to buildings. This base will kill this unit composition will kill a base slower than Mass Roach Hydra. Mass Roach Hydra, on the other hand, though, is faster, will kill a base faster, but will actually get picked apart by Voids if the Voids have good positioning, because there's no AoE and there's no punish to the Voids if they fuck you over in weird positioning. You probably still win either way, but it would make more sense to have Zogger attack if you guys wanted to split. if this guy is going to always avoid you. And also, here's another reason why it would also make more sense to have... well, yeah, what, I was about to repeat myself. It's the same fucking thing I was about to say. I already said. But I mean, like it's not the hugest of deals. You could have either one of you attack, because you guys both have a supply advantage over the voids, and you guys hydras are also better than voids if it's open ground. You guys should win the game now, 100%. There's zero mining going on. This is like it for mining for them. Some weird ass command center. GG. Like right there though? Hold on. Look at this. Voiders are running away. Right? Voiders ran away. They ran up north. Killed a couple hydras up north. We know they're up north. You have scouts on the left side here. Observer. You see them again. They're north still. The observer watches them. They're still north. Why does Bush fight these Void Rays by himself? I feel like it's obviously because you guys are just, again, you're not the highest of leagues, and you guys are having a harder time watching the minimap. But you guys need to communicate. And in this position, all that needs to happen is you guys need to kill the Void Rays one time. And if they actually want to take a fight with the Voids, letting Bush fight these by himself is another way you might throw the game in the trash. Because what would you do if together you guys would have beat the army, but if you guys fight one and then the other one fights after, you guys lose the game. Because together you would have had enough to overpower them, but separate, the Void Rays overpowered you hard enough to kill both of you. Like, that could have happened, and there's no reason why you guys should be fighting one by one here. There's one guy left in the game with an army, because you guys have literally killed everything on the map, other than one guy, Blue, who has Void Rays. So the fact that this goes both ways. It's not just, by the way, it's not just Zogger. It's not like, oh, Zogger, you fucked up. Bush could have easily been like, oh, Zogger, get the fuck up here. Voids are here. And he just backs up and buys a little bit of time. Poke in, back up. Poke in, back up. You don't have to just let your expansion die, but you can poke Void Rays, and you can like blink backwards with Stalkers or something. Just like literally get the Void Rays' attention off the base for a second. Buy like 7 seconds of time, which is not much longer than it's going to take for these Hydras to run up to the top. It's not that. It's like 2 screen lengths. 1, 2. There's the Voids. It's more like 3, I guess. But yeah, you get the point. It's not that far away. And if the Void Rays were... And then how long was this fight? Like 10 seconds of death? The fight starts at 29:06, and you blink into the Voids. No! Blinking into the Voids is like, now you have no counter defensive micro here to blink back at all. Like individual Stalkers. And you also have no disengage anymore. If this guy just turns on an overcharge, all your Stalkers just like evaporate. If this guy had more units and you just threw your army away, what a waste that would have been for you. And then it puts a lot more pressure on Zogger now to be like, well, now I gotta chase the Void Rays by myself. Shit. So, you guys could have definitely worked together a lot more than you did. Overall, though, I think we did a good job of talking about your guys' weaknesses throughout the game and things like that, and you know, things to think about. So, Zogger and friends, Champagne and Bush, I hope you guys enjoyed the replay analysis and all of its glory. Thank you, Zogger, for submitting it. I appreciate you, dude. Shout out to Zogger for doing another submission and allowing me to rip his game apart and help him out. Like help him get some ideas on how to play the game in a different way. But Zogger, much love. Guys, thanks for watching it. I will see you all in the next video. For whatever that might be, I don't know. But until next time, have a good one. Love you. Appreciate you. I'll see you next time.
Thanks for the RA again, smile.
Thanks, Zogger, for the bits. See you guys next time. Bye.